Am I the asshole? For telling my little sister I always thought her boyfriend would end up with our older sister. Basically I F27 have two sisters who I'll call Bianca F29 and Julia F26. Julia is dating to Christopher M30. This is super cliche, but we've known Chris since we were kids. He used to be best friends with Bianca but they lost contact when he graduated a year ahead of her and moved. Julia ended up meeting up with him via Instagram earlier this year and they're dating now. This weekend, me, my girlfriend, Julia, Bianca, Chris, and Bianca's new boyfriend were all hanging out just drinking and talking, and Bianca and Chris started talking about shit they got up to as kids. My GF joked that it was like Little Women because she's an nerd, the Joe Amy Laurie thing I guess, and I said that I always thought Chris and Bianca would end up together. Chris made some joke like nah she's too good for me and we moved on. However, Julia was quiet the rest of the night and now is mad at me. She asked me before she left why I'd say that and she looked like she was going to cry. Bianca says she isn't getting involved. I don't know if I should apologize. It was honestly just a joke. Our mom even used to tease them about being so close and said it was like a Taylor Swift song or something. But I don't know. Am I the asshole? You're the asshole. And Chris' comment about Bianca being too good for him stings so bad. It sounds like he settled for the next best choice. Yikes. Why would you even say something like that? You're 27 years old, you should honestly know better. Yeah, let's make my sister insecure, yeah it was just a joke, ha 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 ha. No. You fucked up. It wasn't a joke. It's almost like you still want them together and you're shocked they aren't. Move on from this kid fantasy and stay out of their relationship. You're the asshole. You're the asshole. If you don't get why your sister was hurt, I don't get how anyone could explain it to you. It's just a joke is a poor excuse when someone's feelings are truly hurt, and in reality it's not actually a joke. You all used to think Bianca and Chris would end up together. It's a fact which you blurted out. Our mom even used to tease them about being so close and said it was like a Taylor Swift song or something. Keyword here is used to. Is she doing it now, after Julia and Chris started dating? You're the asshole. That's just an unnecessary thing to say. Except Julia. You all joked at the expense of your sister. It wasn't necessary to bring up, so why would you? Chris saying your other sister was too good for him was an our boyfriend move. He inadvertently disrespected Julia and you all just laughed along. You not apologizing even after you knew she was hurt makes you TA. Jessica Christ, does none of you know how to leave a thought in your head where it belongs? Except for Julia. Everyone other than your two sisters TA. Your girlfriend comment wasn't funny. For you to then follow up with that was so inappropriate and talk about not reading the room. Chris' response was awful, and if I was Julia, I would honestly break up with him. Imagine being with someone who said out loud nah your sister's too good for me but yeah you'll do. With your mam's comment thrown in, I can imagine your sister feels utterly shit. As for Bianca, she's better of saying nothing, but I imagine the level of awkward now will be off the chart. Your poor sister. You're the asshole. Way to make things weird, dude. It sounds like you don't know when to keep your mouth shut. This is probably going to make your sister insecure and doubt the kind of relationship her current BF had with your other sister. You're the asshole, but honestly Christopher is the worst here. In my opinion. Julia is more sad about the fact that Chris said Bianca is too good for him than what you said. She's just mad at you because what you said led to what Chris said. If Christopher in that moment didn't say that but instead said like I'm happier with Julia right now, Julia would have been a lot less mad at you. Like obviously read the room, your comment is highly inappropriate, but Christopher really fucked it up. You're the asshole. Why would you even think this was necessary information to say out loud? Seems like you and your GF went out of the way to make everyone uncomfortable, and it worked. Yes, you absolutely owe Julia an apology for that. You're the asshole. That's weird. Don't say stuff like that. Ever. How do you not have the social skills to recognize that saying something like that is going to cause drama? Chris made some joke like "nah, she's too good for me," and we moved on. Why isn't anyone calling out this part? Your comment, while perhaps a touch insensitive, was just stating a fact. Everyone thought Bianca and Chris would end up together, and I'm sure Julia would have agreed at the time. Emo, the real problem is that Chris' response to the joke was effectively, "Unfortunately, Bianca is out of my league, but, luckily, Julia was attainable and I'm fine settling." Julia is probably less upset with you for what you said but hurt that what you said led to Chris' comment. Except Julia and Bianca. But it's still like Little Women because Laurie married Amy, not Joe, who was his best friend but her sister. Read the room a bit better and apologize. You're the asshole. And wow. I always thought Chris and Bianca would end up together. That's already a weird thing to say, but... Nah, she's too good for me, your poor sister. You and her boyfriend pretty much told her you're second choice. If Bianca tells me she wants to date me, I will. If anything, I hope Bianca is at least on her sister's side and helps her realize what a bastard you and Chris are. You sound very immature. Stay out of your sister's relationship and stop bringing up unnecessary things from the past. Grow up. Also, you're the asshole. Why would you make a comment like this? You intentionally hurt your sister and created an awkward situation. FFS, apologize to Chris and your sister. Stop acting ignorant. You're the asshole. Spineless, you're the asshole. What's the joke? You made an observation about reality, got called out for verbalizing it perhaps at the wrong time, and instead of having a backbone you said it was a joke even though you believed the things you said. What was the joke? Dumb. Apart from Julia. You shouldn't have said that and should definitely apologize, but what Chris said was worse and would have hurt so much. You're the asshole. Why would you want to ruin relationships? You should know better. Why on earth would you tell her would have been but aren't, when things are very different? If you don't even know why she sounded hurt, then you do have a lot of reflecting to do. Can we talk ABT how Chris said Bianca is too good for what is Julia? Skull. You're the asshole. The only time that type of thing is remotely okay to say is when it's immediately followed by a but and then a bunch of reasons why you were wrong and how they're amazing together, etc., and that you're glad for the both of them. Tons of praise for them. It still isn't the best though. Honestly, I'm probably against the majority here, but I would say not the asshole. Chris on the other comment he made saying she's too good for him, that would have made me feel uneasy if I was his GF. I guess it's how you intended your wording to come across. For example, if they truly were super close as kids, I don't see a problem talking about how you thought they would be together, back when they were kids. I think the fact Chris responded with "nah, she's too good for me" is what makes it worse. What does that say to his actual girlfriend? That he settled for her instead? Girl, come on. You're the asshole. You are terrible sister. Info, can you please explain how your joke was funny? Who needs enemies with sisters like you? That's being high school mean girls, but to your own sister. You're the asshole. WTF of responses, she is too good for me? You're the asshole. Chris is TA, because he basically just admitted to having an unreciprocated crush on the oldest sister but settling for the youngest sister. Some apologies need to be made all around. You done fucked up. Come on, do you really need this spelled out for you? You're basically saying your sister shouldn't be with her boyfriend, and your other sister should be with him instead. Of course you're the asshole. You're the asshole. What were you trying to achieve by saying this? That was a thought better left in your head.